Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on The News Now. Meteorologist Andrew Gorton is here with me, and we're going to get to him in just a moment. But before we do, we are streaming on Roku, Amazon Fire, Facebook, WTOC.com, the app, all the digital platforms pretty much. But you can only comment on that Facebook live stream. You can speak with us live here on The News Now. So we want you to remember that. And we also want to let you know that we are going to get to that tornado video information and all of that. But before we do, I hear some thunder outside right now. Can you give us an update of what's going on right now?
Of course. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning for Chatham County until 5:30. Let's just go right to those graphics there. You can see that yellow polygon. That's that severe thunderstorm warning until 5:30. What you can expect if you're within this, wind up to 60 miles an hour. You could have some small hail, a penny size or so. But the bigger threat here is going to be a little bit of flooding possible. So here's a loop of this storm. Notice it did go over the area that was impacted by the tornado yesterday, but we're seeing a lot of lightning, heavy rain now going into Richmond Hill. So a flood advisory now in effect for Chatham County and Bryan County as these storms slowly begin to really just go south there. Something we'll be keeping an eye on here, and you can have your full forecast coming up tonight at 6 in less than an hour.
And of course, we will have that digital weather update here on our digital platforms coming up at 8 with Andrew as well. Now, I do want to get to that tornado information. Now, we're going to get to the National Weather Service telling why they didn't give that warning or watch in just a few moments. But before we do that, we want to watch a video and hear from our own Dave Turley. Now, he left us with this statement, and I want to share it with you guys. At about 3:45 p.m. yesterday, radar started showing a tight velocity couplet near Oatland Island. This means there was some rotation that needed to be watched closely. The National Weather Service chat at 3:52 p.m. said they were watching it too and were considering a tornado warning. At 4 p.m., the National Weather Service said they were standing down as the circulation had dissipated. As you see, that information was incorrect, as we see the funnel cloud preparing to touch down here. No tornado warning was ever issued from the National Weather Service, and they are the only ones who can issue a warning, watch, or advisory. It appears the tornado formed near Oatland Island and moved southeast towards White Marsh Island. The path was about 2.5 miles long and lasted about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, again, that was from our own Dave Turley. And today we heard from the National Weather Service at a press conference, and this is their reasoning behind not sending a watch or warning out.
This was a situation where multiple boundaries came together very quickly and actually developed a tornado differently than what you might be thinking about. This was not your classic, what we call Kansas type tornado that comes from the top down. This likely developed from the bottom up, similar to a water spout, what we call a land spout. They can get strong, as you see from the damage around here. They usually happen very quickly. So we're talking about start to finish, probably somewhere on the order of 6 to 8 minutes.
Now, dozens of trees and power lines were down on Oatland Island Friday afternoon when a tornado moved through that island area. Now, due to that and the damage to some fencing at the facility, Oatland Island will be closed indefinitely while Savannah-Chatham County Public School System facility crews work to make repairs. Now, further details on an expected reopening date will be provided by the Savannah-Chatham County Public School System at a later date. And again, those were some pictures on your screen of that facility and that damage from those trees and that wind. Residents on Whitmarsh Island are having to spend their weekend cleaning up after yesterday's storm as well. Several neighborhood streets near Highway 80 were hit hard by wind and rain. You can see some people cleaning up this morning. Downed trees and power lines blocked several roads for hours. One family who's lived on Whitmarsh Island for more than 40 years now, Larry and Pat North, have called Wilma Road home for over 4 decades. Larry says he was on his deck when he spotted the rotation Friday afternoon.
But I thought this was going to be downtown, and it kept coming, and then it just started swirling right in here. You always see it on the news and TV, and you say, wow, what would we do? And in this case, you say, you just go on. Tomorrow's another day.
The North say they've made it through hurricanes, floods, and they'll get through this experience, which is recovering from yesterday's storm. You can tune in tonight on The News at 6 to hear more from the Norths and hear more on their story. Now, switching gears now, over in Candler County, investigators are looking for 2 men wanted for sex crimes against children. Officials are looking for Robert Hutchison Jr., who was wanted for statutory statutory rape and child molestation. They're also looking for Rory Champion Sr., who is wanted for aggravated sexual battery and 5 counts of child molestation. If you have any information on either suspect, you can see pictures on your screen, please contact the Criminal Investigative Emergency Management Agency. That number, 912-685-2568. And again, if you need that number again, once this live stream ends, you can go back and rewatch this video. Another breaking news story that happened overnight in Savannah: an innocent bystander is dead after they were caught in the crossfire of a Savannah police shootout. Savannah police were investigating a shooting on Newcastle Street. When they looked around the neighborhood, they found a 20-year-old man who looked like their suspect. That person and an officer then started shooting. One of the bullets veered into a nearby home and hit a woman inside. She died at the scene. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation doesn't know who shot her and will send her body to the crime lab for an autopsy. The 20-year-old man involved in the shooting was hurt and brought to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No officers were injured. GBI is investigating to figure out exactly what happened with that situation. And of course, there was some video on your screen of that situation there. Now, before I leave, I do want to check and see if there's any comments, questions. Let's see. Everyone just saying hello. How are the animals? We are trying to get that update for you, and of course we will try to do that tonight on the news. Trying to get as much information as we can right now. It's a little limited, but of course we will, as soon as we get it in, we'll get it over to you. Let's see. Everyone just saying hello today. Is it raining out? I bet someone can guess that question. Let's see. Again, all I see is everyone just saying hello. We do want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. And of course, you can tune in tonight to that weather update here on the digital platform at 8 and ask any questions just like you can on the Facebook live stream. So, and again, you can tune in tonight on our regular scheduled newscast at 6, 7, and 11. Thank you for joining us.